Hello, this is eshing1 from BCS Asset Management, and today we're going to look at why September is a dangerous month. On slide 2 we can see that on average over the last 63 years that the S&P 500 index in the US has lost an average of 0.5%, and that more years than not it has fallen. 34 years out of the 63 years it has fallen in the month. If we look at seasonality, we can see here that from the middle of September to really early October, you generally get underperformance of the S&P 500. Generally it falls on average by about 2% in this period. So it's not just the month of September, but more from the middle of September to early October. Those 3 weeks are quite dangerous. We look at the technology sector, and again, from the middle of September to early October, this is probably the sector that is most at risk, at least historically. In contrast, healthcare tends to perform very well. So the more defensive sectors, but healthcare in particular, performs very well through September when there's a bit of a risk-off movement. Clearly at the same time, here on page 6, 30-year Treasury bonds, so the bond market does well when you see a risk-off move, particularly in the first half of September, but also as you move into October. And gold is another clear mover here through September into early October, generally does very well. If you're looking for a leveraged move, you can clearly look at gold miners. The gold bugs index here shows very strong seasonality throughout the whole of September, very positive move of around 10% on average over the month. One stock you might look at is Gold Corp. You can see here that a very strong outperformance of Gold Corp through the months of August, September and into early October. The other area you might look at is natural gas. You can see here that the seasonality on page 10 is very strong for natural gas futures from the beginning of September really until the end of October. So good, strong 2 months, and we're starting to see natural gas bounce today already. You can see here from these monthly averages over the last 20 years that September and October have indeed seen something like a 22% average gain for natural gas commodity futures. So very, very strong performance. One you could look at here, which has quite a strong exposure to natural gas, although it's an oil stock, is the French company Total. Again, strong positive seasonality on average for Total. So to summarise, equity markets often suffer from the middle of September onwards. Long bonds tend to benefit and see lower yields at the same time. Technology is typically the worst hit sector. You're better off staying in something defensive like healthcare. And the 2 commodities that you should like over September and October are gold and natural gas. This is eshing1 from BCS Asset Management saying thank you for watching and goodbye.